Hello, and welcome to the first episode of a channel Legally Bound. At the outset, let me thank you all for the love and affection shown by subscribing to and viewing the trailer. Released today, 15th of May 2021. As you are aware by going through the trailer that we are going to discuss changes in laws as they happen over time. Today in the very first episode, I have decided to take Income Tax Act and the changes in income tax regarding charitable organizations under Section 80G. Now, as you all people are aware that Section 80G of the Income Tax Act permits any institution or fund. Now, this institution or fund may be in the form of a company which has been incorporated on Section 8 of the Companies Act 2013, or it can be a society registered in the Societies Registration Act, or it can be a trust. Now, these organizations or the fund, they should be established in India. And the idea is that they are established for a charitable purpose. We will see what a charitable purpose is. And whenever they take a donation from any person as such, then they have to issue them a receipt. And that receipt should contain certain things which have been specified in the rules, such as who are the persons who have donated, their names, their PAN, and so on. And this donation receipt has to be given within a prescribed time. Now, to understand what a charitable organization is, that in the definition is very clearly said that the charitable organization should not be for the benefit of any religious community or caste. That means once the charitable organization is related to a religious community or caste, unless they can separate it totally, then they are not eligible to seek registration or approval under Section 80G of the Income Tax Act. Earlier, this approval was given by the Commissioner of Income Tax according to the rules made on that behalf. These approvals, when were given, were issued and made available for an indefinite period, that is, until it was not withdrawn by the Income Tax Department. Now, with effect from the current financial year 2021-22, by virtue of Finance Act 2020, there has been a change in the requirement of obtaining approval from the Income Tax Department by such charitable organizations. Now, let us understand what the changes are. But before we understand, we have to before we go forward, we have to understand whom to make the approval application to and how it is to be made. All the institutions and funds which were approved under Section 80G up to 31st March 2021 will now have to make an approval application or an application for approval within 3 months from the start of 1st April 2021. That is, by 30th June 2021, you have to seek an reapproval of your charitable organization to accept donations for charitable purposes. We are now talking only about approved charitable organizations which have already been approved. So, what do? You have to seek the approval by filling up a form. Now, which is that form? That form is 10G, and it is available at the Income Tax e-filing website. So what you have to do, you have to log into the e-filing website of the Income Tax Department and income tax forms, and there you will find 10G. Fill it up along with all the attachments required, the documents required, and then submit it to the Income Tax Department. The Income Tax Department, that is the Principal Commissioner or the Commissioner's Office, will examine all your documents and your application and make and grant you the approval. Or it may not grant you the approval. But if they have granted you the approval, it will be for a period of 5 years. In case you have received this approval, then as per the change norms, it will not be available to you for an indefinite period. It's available only for 5 years. So what you have to do after the end of, before the end of 4.5 years, that is at least 6 months prior to the expiry of that approval period, you have to make a further renewal application for approval. If the approval is provisional, what happens is that if you were already registered on 31st March 2021, it will be granted. If you are granted the reapproval, it will be applicable for 5 years. But what if you are new? What if there are certain things which you have not even started your charitable activity? Then what you have to do? You will make an application for approval, again the same form, but this application will be approved, if approved, will be valid for 3 years. That means new applicants will get only provisional approvals. Now, what you have to do is that if you want to go further and continue your charitable activities, then at least 6 months prior to the expiry of the said provisional approval, or within 6 months of the commencement of the charitable activity, whichever is earlier, you have to seek a regular approval. In any other case, you are not approved, you have not started your charitable activity, so you want to make an application. So in such case, you have to apply at least 1 month prior to the previous year relevant to the assessment year for which the said approval has been sought. I understand it in this way, that today, this previous year, 21-22, the assessment year is 22-23. That means, as per the change law, you should have sought approval in the month of March 2021. Somehow it does not appear practical, or might be I have not understood the law very clearly. But if I have understood it clearly, it means that in this case you may need a removal of difficulties order, which will come under the Income Tax Act, or you make a normal application and let the things flow in the normal way. Now, in such case, if you are fresh, your approval, if given, will be valid for a period of 3 years, as I have noted earlier. Then again, you have to make a fresh application for regularizing the provisional approval, or that is within end of the 6 months of that 3 years period, that is in 2.5 years, or if you have not started your activities, charitable activities, and you started it, then once you start it, within 6 months of this commencement of the charitable activity. This is for the approved charitable activities. Now, what are the further things which have to be borne in mind? The application may be accepted if the authority is satisfied. If the authority is not satisfied with your application or a document submitted with it, or with the purpose for which it has been formed, then it may also reject it. Or you might have been approved as a charitable organization under Section 80G in the past, then this approval can also be cancelled. But whether it is rejection or cancellation, it will be only done after granting the applicant a reasonable opportunity to be heard. This is the principle of natural justice. Now, in this faceless systems, how is going to be done? It is to be seen. But yes, your application will not be rejected, or if already approved, will not be cancelled unless and until you have a reasonable opportunity of having been heard. Now, there is one more aspect which has to be understood by the donor organizations. The approved institution or fund has to prepare and file a statement with the prescribed income tax authority duly verified. You are aware, we make TDS returns giving details of the deductees and their permanent account number, or the tax collected at source TCS returns, and again you give the permanent account number, names and details and other particulars of these parties. Similarly, when you receive a donation, you will have to make a statement giving these details to the prescribed income tax authority. As on date, I do not have the information as what the details are to be given, but in simple terms, it will be the name of the person or the donor. The second, it will be the permanent account number or PAN of the donor. The third will be the amount. The fourth will be the date. The fifth will be in what form the donation was given. Donation, as you are aware, can be given in the form of kind, cash, or by a banking or a digital transaction. Now, whether you are going to get benefit under Section 80G of donating in kind or by cash or by giving it through banking channels or digital channels, that is a matter of fact, and you will understand over a period of time that cash and kind are not welcome. What is welcome is banking and digital channels, to which I am a bit partial. Now, let us look at it from the angle of the donors. People give donation for charitable purposes for two main reasons. They also give for religious purposes, but that is outside our discussion now. They give these donations because they feel good about it. Sharing your wealth, sharing the money which you have is always giving you a good feeling. Another way of getting good feeling is also that these deductions from their taxable income, depending on which charity they are giving to, whether they'll get 100% or 50% or cap to 10% of the total income, that will all depend on the facts of the case and to whom they have given. But they can claim a deduction under Section 80G if certain things are fulfilled. Now, these donors, in order to be eligible to claim deduction under Section 80G, they must first of all ascertain that now the donor organizations has been reapproved by the Income Tax Department. If it was approved in earlier years or has received a fresh approval in case of new charitable organizations. In simple words, it has to see that approval granted for the donor organizations by the Income Tax Department is valid on the date of making the donations. Now, as they have been doing in the past, there is no substantial change in this process. They have to obtain a certificate from that donor organization containing all the prescribed particulars about the donation and the donor organization. I will not dwell much on that because. So, in other words, if the donor organization fails to file the donor's details or makes an error in the submission thereof and fails to correct the same, the donor will not be able to claim benefit under Section 80G. Just like in the TDS return, if you make a wrong PAN entry or wrong amount entry, and then the deductees may not get proper deduction, may not get a proper credit for the TDS made. Similarly, the donors, if their name or their PAN or the amount is not given out correctly, then or even the donor organization fails to make the return, then they will not get the benefit. So in conclusion, already there. But there has been a major change. And that major change is that now the donor organization has to inform the income tax department about the donor, which I have stated earlier. And this will include the donor's permanent account number and the form in which the donation was received. Conclusion, what I have to tell is this, that the income tax department is making an attempt to weed out unscrupulous charitable organizations, and they are now using digital technology to match the claims of donation reliefs and actual donations. Well, this is a welcome move. The donors should not be deprived of the benefit of having made the grant or made the donations due to the errors and omissions, if any, of the donee charitable organizations. So you see that there is a loop connecting the donor and the donee organizations with the returns being filed with the income tax department, and now everything is linked as far as charitable organizations and its patrons are concerned. So if you have liked this, what I have said, now please like and subscribe to this channel, share this channel, and make your comments and give me more suggestions as to how to improve and what other topics you would like me to add and say. Till then, be careful, be safe, see you again.